What's going on? So I'm gonna make this video for you today. It's been a long time coming, and I've been through a lot of kind of ups and downs figuring out how to apply what put what I want to say into words from my own experience into being able to explain it to you. I'm just keep this really simple, easy for everybody to understand, because I fucking hate that a lot of kids I see these days don't understand it at all. A lot of kids in college, a lot of, just kids my age who are basically under a spell and can't comprehend, the world of crypto or NFTs, and they are still feeding into the narrative of going to college and just getting an education and, living out someone else's dream and not pushing their limits. And that's sad. And that makes me sad. So, on the topic of mental toughness, resiliency, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about how I boosted my T levels finally. So basically, my whole thing is that, and this feeds from me because this is what I had to experience to, go through this shit. By the way, read this fucking book. It's amazing. Oh, and use cards like this as your bookmarks. It's fire. But mental toughness comes into play when you have fully identified as the new person that you want to be, who does the things that you want to do and lives the life you want to live. So for me, the whole thing is like, actually, you have to do two things to shift into a new identity. And then we're going to get into how you're going to fight through, hard times and actually not having to fight really at all. Kind of, it's still going to be hard, but like making it streamlined so that you can, make progressive progress. So identify with that new person you want to be. You need to do two things. Number one, you need to mentally see yourself and believe yourself to be that new person. And number two, in the outside world, you need to be taking action and physically doing the things, saying the things, carrying yourself the way that person does. So first you need to paint that picture of, get very specific. What do you want? Who do you want to be? What do you want to do? Who do you want in your life? You need to get very specific and actually write these things down. You have to write them down, okay? You need to take a step back and get a bird's eye view of what your goals are. Again, just what you want your life to look like. It's very simple. And then number two, you actually need to take action on those things and find ways to do them, but don't take the big leaps at once. Don't try to fucking build Rome in a day and I gotta do this and that. No, keep it very simple. Read the book, what's it called? The Big Leap by Gay Hendricks. He'll talk a lot about this. Start by doing small things, and you have to just start by gaining momentum. Momentum is very important. So you're gonna start by doing little things. You can gain momentum with that. I forget what the law is, some scientist, I forget his name, but you want to start with little things and just gain momentum with those little things. Charlie Munger says step by step you get ahead, but not necessarily in fast spurts, right? So do that, little things like making your fucking bed, keeping your place clean, taking cold showers. Even taking cold showers, you don't have to step right in and turn the water all the way to cold as fuck and try to do 30 minutes. No. Gradually, I don't do this. I already was able to just boom, do it. But if you hate it, but you want to start doing it, start with the water relatively warm or lukewarm, and then gradually, little by little, turn it to colder, and you can go a little colder every day, a little longer every day, a little more cold, a little longer. Eventually, you're going to build up from like 30 seconds doing the stepping thing to, little by little thing, all the way to 3 minutes ice cold. Eventually, you're going to get there. Step by step, you get ahead, but not necessarily in fast spurts. See that? Cool. So, brick by brick, you're building this new person, okay? As far as what you're writing down, you want to ask yourself a list of very important questions. I'm going to put actually I'm going to give you some free prompts down in the description below. Just copy paste them like into a Word document. And I'm going to put instructions for this too. I'm going to just copy paste those into a fucking Word document. answer the prompts, and then you're gonna copy paste it into this thing called an AI reader, where if you type certain things in like a box, it will, if you click play, and a voice will read those things to you. And I want you to listen to that before you go to bed as you are falling asleep, and right as soon as you wake up in the morning, so that you're going to start doing, that's going to start reprogramming your brain and rewiring your brain to seeing yourself as this new person. Because if you don't do these two things I'm talking about, internal and external, you're going to get what's called imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome is where you only have one or the other. If I want to be like, I want to be an entrepreneur, but like I'm taking action, and like I'm trying to, like I'm networking, I'm going to crypto conferences, I'm doing whatever, but I don't really believe that that's for me. I'm kind of just doing it because I think that it's cool. I'm going to try to do it. I'm going to get imposter syndrome. In fact, that's the most common way people usually get imposter syndrome. If somebody is new and starting out, they don't believe it up here. They don't believe it up here, right? You have to start here. You have to start here, okay? So that's external. Oh, the other way is internal. So if I'm just like, I can do it, and I'm watching like motivational videos, and like, you know, if I'm talking about NoFap, and I keep talking about, and I'm telling all my friends about NoFap, here are the benefits, and even if I have everything right, but then like I'm relapsing every 3 days, well then dude, you're gonna get fucking imposter syndrome. It's not like, bro, then you're not on NoFap, dog. You ain't walking the path, right? You're an imposter. You're a fucking fraud. Don't be a fraud. Do it. Okay? Take action. And believe yourself to be that person. Okay? So that's that. So 1, 2, okay, resiliency. Oh, so how that all feeds into mental toughness is it's the brick by brick thing. It's like, if you have that momentum built up, and that momentum will gradually increase with speed, with the amount of difficulty, when you increase the difficulty, if you're moving, like that's gonna make, it's like when you go to the gym for the first time, you know, you're doing the little fucking beginner workout bullshit that beginners do because they don't know what they're doing. But then like eventually you go so consistently that you get really good, and you start separating your lifts into compound and accessory lifts. You understand like the mind muscle connection. You understand, you know, you improve your nutrition, all that stuff. Doing the hard things gets way easier. Like I am addicted to the gym. I'm addicted. I love it. Like that burn I get in my biceps. I do the thing where I like slowly, I don't just like, I like slowly, I'm letting it down. My biceps are on fire. But like, I don't know, I get this rush from it. It's endorphins or something. But it's fun. I'm like, I'm gonna be in pain today, but I love doing it. Because I've made that, I think Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, talks about this. It's like I've made the association in my brain with that pain with like happiness and growth. And it's like, if I don't do it, I feel like a pussy. So don't be a fucking pussy. Go to the gym. Lift a fucking weight. Or go rock climbing. I'm also a rock climber. Do whatever you want to do. But like, make that association in your brain with doing hard things. Eventually it will become enjoyable. Okay? That's key. So that kind of handles the mental toughness. And if you want to know more about this, read Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. Phenomenal book, crazy fucking story. Oh my God, the shit that this dude had to encounter, or had to endure. If you are feeling uninspired or lazy, read David Goggins' Can't Hurt Me. If you don't like reading physical books like this, although I highly recommend this, especially before bed, screens off an hour before bed. Read a fucking book. Get off your fucking phone. You can listen to the audiobook. In fact, you'll get through it faster. You can drive, you can walk. If you're walking on campus, you can plug your earphones in. Easy, done, taken care of. What I actually do is both. I'll buy the physical book and then I'll also buy the audio book, and I will sometimes like do both because then I'll retain more information, and I'll 2x the speed, or like 1.5, because I read pretty fast, and I'll get through the book faster and I'll learn more. See, shortcut. 80-20 principle. Also read the 80-20 principle by Richard Koch. I'm giving you little gems here, okay? This is all off the cuff, by the way. As I'm speaking right now, I don't even know what I'm going to say next. But this is what I'm talking about with momentum. I started this video not knowing what the fuck I was even going to say other than mental toughness, resiliency, and boosting my T levels. See, I've already given you like a million gold nuggets. Subscribe. But so that takes care of the mental toughness. Now, what about failure? Well, that's where resiliency comes into play. Resiliency is when you're going up the mountain. You ever seen that video of that little kid? His dad is like, okay, go. And they're in like a science museum. And he runs, and there's like this big ramp. And he gets like halfway up the ramp, and he slides back down. And then he tries again, and he like gets up the ramp, and he slides back down. So resiliency is when you can keep getting up after being knocked down over and over and over. Okay, so that's resiliency. Now, I mean, it's pretty easy. I was gonna say, how do you implement that? You just do it. Like, except the thing with resiliency is that thing that you're pursuing has to be important enough that you could get punched in the fucking face and you still want to get back up. Like if I have a shitty workout, if I have a couple shitty workouts in a row, like throughout the week, I don't stop going to the gym. I think to myself, okay, why is my strength plateauing? Or why did my muscles shrink a tiny little bit? Because I also take my measurements and I take pictures too. I take before and after pictures like weekly, and I weigh myself. That's another thing, you got to get very specific. That's another part of like writing down like what you want your life to look like. You got to take progressive measurements. You got to check your progress. Otherwise, you could be spinning your wheels and not even know it. Especially considering the law of diminishing returns is also a thing. You could be applying so much weight and so much effort to something that eventually you're going to surpass this thing called equilibrium. And if you surpass equilibrium, like it's like the ramp thing. Eventually, like you're going to slide back down. Maybe you need, like you're running and maybe you're using a lot of power. Maybe you need better traction on your shoes, right? That's the checking yourself thing I'm talking about. It's like, okay, what's the problem here? Why am I not progressing? Part of resiliency is being able to pause, step back, and take a bird's eye view at what you're doing and being like, okay, what could be wrong here? Sleep. Back to the gym example. Sleep. Am I drinking enough water? What did I eat last night? Maybe I've been eating shit recently. My body isn't fueled with enough nutrients. Maybe, I'm stressed. That can have an effect on strength and muscle growth. Anything. And so I what's it called? A, B, C, D. It's not that one. It's not that one. You know what I mean? What is that called? What is... it's on the tip of my tongue. You guys know what I'm talking about. You're taking a test. It's okay, it's not A, it's not D. You know what I'm talking about. Like I said, off the cuff. But, yeah, so you cancel things out and you figure out what the solution is. That's part of resiliency. Okay, so now, speaking of the gym, how did I boost my T levels? So we already took care of all the self-development shit, okay? You got it now? I hope you got it now. You better go back and rewatch and follow the instructions below, because I'm giving you free stuff here because I actually want you to grow. Now, boosting my T level is kind of off topic, but similar to the gym. Honestly, I did a whole lot of stuff. It's a lot of little things done consistently that are going to add up to a bigger result in the end. That's another thing about resiliency. It's like being able to do those hard things consistently. But when you gain that momentum, that's going to add your mental toughness, and you're going to be able to do those things consistently because you need consistency. Okay? With this YouTube channel, I haven't been posting enough, so I have a shit amount of followers and views. So you're going to see more posts from me because I want to fucking help you guys. Because I'm sick of seeing guys like me being little pussies and watching porn and shit. So, like, just the cuckery is just out of this world. So, how did I boost my T levels? Because that's another thing that's guys just are, come on, guys. Boosting your T levels. Sleep. The first thing that comes to mind is probably the most important out of all of them. Sleep. 7 to 9 hours. Screens off an hour before bed. Read a book. Put your phone on the other side of the room. Put it over there. Put it over there right now. Put your phone on the other side of the room. If you're watching this video before bed, fuck you. Turn this off. Put your phone on the other side of the room. Have your alarm on, and don't have some bat alarm. What I do is my alarm is a Jocko Willink voiceover, and my alarm is literally Jocko's voice being like, okay, I'm gonna count. He's like, I'm gonna count to 10, and you're gonna get the fuck out of bed. And he starts counting. He's like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then he's like, okay. If you finally got out of bed, good for you. Awesome. You can shut this off. You are now ready to take on the day, blah, blah, blah. But then he's like, but if you are still in bed, then I can't stop. You have no idea how you're about to fuck up your day. And he goes on and on and on for those fuckers that don't get out of bed. Get the fuck out of bed, but you have to get 7 to 9 hours of sleep. So, and you can download it from YouTube, make it one of your custom ringtones, figure it out. Use your brain a little bit. I'm not going to give you all the answers. Figure it out. Ringtone, okay? Or you can... Now, I was going to say you could type out the thing I told you to type out and somehow record the voice and make that your ringtone. That is possible. Again, figure out how to do it. I don't know. Figure it out. So testosterone, sleep, water. You people are not drinking enough water. Your piss needs to be clear, or like a very pale yellow. None of this apple juice shit, okay? Clear pee. Mineral water. Also, honestly, and I know that can get kind of expensive, don't drink Pellegrino. I learned this the hard way. Do not drink Pellegrino. It's out of a plastic bottle, and it turns out San Pellegrino is high in fluoride. If it's in your toothpaste, that's fine, but you don't want to be drinking that shit, okay? I've got a giant Berkey filter. I'm not sponsored by Berkey. This video is not sponsored. But I recommend going to, I think it's called Berkey, BERKEY.com, something. Buying a water filter, they're pretty expensive, but it filters the fluoride and all the toxic city waste shit out of your tap water. And you get clear water, fresh water, and it retains the minerals too. So Berkey filter, drink Gerolsteiner water. Comes in glass bottles. Anything glass is honestly healthier for you. I shifted a lot of my diet to organic and grass-fed foods. Some of the stuff is kind of hard to afford, so only the things that like really should be organic or grass-fed am I buying. So steak, chicken, eggs, pasture-raised. Those yolks need to be a dark orange or a dark yellow. Orange, you know what I mean? That's key. Better quality water. Mineral water. Aquapana and Gerolsteiner are my top brands that I go after. Both glass bottles. Awesome. What else? Vitamin D. You guys are so fucking low on vitamin D. More people, this is the whole problem with, I'm not going to say the C word, but you know, the past 2 years, that thing we just all went through. We're not saying that word on this channel, but the thing with, well, everybody's getting sick. You motherfuckers, take vitamin D. So I wonder why the news isn't talking about health practices. Yeah, I wonder why too. Okay? Take vitamin D. Get a high quality one though. Also eat foods high in vitamin D. So yogurt, probiotics. Okay? Take a probiotic supplement. Zinc. Get more zinc. Zinc is a precursor to testosterone. They're also now classifying vitamin D as a hormone, apparently. There's some conflicting research on that, but that's the last thing I heard. Vitamin D, zinc, magnesium, so you can all chill out, okay? You can also get a big tub of Epsom salt. You just get a big tub on Amazon and use that as, change your soap. Also, change your guys' soap. Get like good, like goat milk bar soap. Again, this shit's expensive, but if you also stop drinking alcohol, which is another thing, so I recommend stop altogether if you can do it. But if you have to drink, only drink straight liquors and mix it with organic juice. So like Blanco tequila or some mezcal tequila with some pineapple juice is like really, really good. Do that, but I don't drink. So, but if you have to, straight liquors, organic juice, cut it with some mineral water, aquapana. Okay, so that's all that. What else? Change your environment. Also, like I have these red light bulbs in my lamp. Which it just broke. That's funny. But these red light bulbs. No, it didn't. Oh no, the glue just came off. It's fine. But I have these red light bulbs in my lamps where I turn those on. If it's like a couple hours before bed, we'll fix that later. I turn those on, and my whole apartment, I have another lamp in there too, same thing. It's these red low EMF bulbs. You can find them somewhere online. I get them from a brand called Blue Box. So do that. This video is getting like 22 minutes, but this shit's important. So hope you're still with me. How else did I boost my lifting. Guys, lift heavy shit. Go to the gym, lift heavy shit. I'd recommend, I'm just gonna tell you right now, you can use whatever program you want. I'd recommend either the Athlean-X or Kinobody. Kinobody is a very minimalistic lifestyle enhancement type of way of getting lean and ripped. Greg really focuses on making your body look like a movie star. Okay, like think of like Brad Pitt from Fight Club, or Brad Pitt from Troy. Okay, he has different programs that, you know, you're bulking, cutting, whatever. Jeff from Athlean-X is fire. He's really knowledgeable. Use his stuff. T levels. Engage in competition. If you have any way that you can engage in competition with another man, that will boost your T levels. Also, talking to girls. It has been scientifically shown through varying research that going up and approaching a hot girl and having a conversation with her or hitting on her if you know how to flirt. A lot of guys don't. We'll talk about that later. That will boost your T levels. So do that. And that's honestly, and then some other things like it's nutrition, diet, lifestyle stuff, sunlight, sun your balls. Summer's here. Summer's coming up. Summer's around the corner. Go outside, somewhere private, tan your ball sack. Okay, that also has been shown to boost your T levels. And don't too long. Don't you dare put sunscreen on your package. Don't put sunscreen down there. Sunscreen it's just not good for you. Not good for your skin, not good for your internals. But yeah, you can use like coconut oil or some aloe. If it's like organic, good aloe stuff, that's fine. Or if you don't want to put anything, you only need like 10 minutes on that area. But again, done consistently. Okay, so that's that. Mental toughness, resiliency, consistency. Those two things I mentioned earlier. Follow those instructions down below. And that's today's video. I'm going to fix this light bulb, and I hope this helped you out. I hope you improve your life. Take care.